Yo, I'm back with another video. It's J Moss on the beat. J Moss on the beat. No. And I'm back with another video. I was just pondering, reflecting, as I often do, about the fact that I never talk about love or my kids when it comes to motivation. And those are like kind of key factors in my life. On how I stay motivated, but I never talk about it. So I thought, let's talk about it a little bit. When it comes to love, when it comes to having relationships with other people, that has been my greatest downfall and my greatest success in this lifetime so far. You know, we're counting down to 30, so in 29 years on this in this lifetime, I have learned that love is an action word. Love is not something you say, it's something you do, right? Like most people, I have grew up in a single parent home and trying to figure out, like why I don't love myself or why these other people don't love me and why they treat me a certain way and all these different things, right? I was one of those people that had a first lover and puppy love type of thing and ended up having kids. And then I evolved after my second son. I evolved because it's like, okay, something isn't right, right? When I started to evolve, I realized that love is an action word, right? Love is not someone putting you down. Love is not material. Love is not material at all. Like, you can't be bought. You can't be bought. And one of the things about myself that I know for sure is that I want to be shown love. So I say all that to say that I understand now what love is, right? I understand that love is communication, healthy communication. Love is being able to express yourself freely without someone judging you. Whew. It's one of my greatest lessons. One of my biggest teachers here is for me to use my voice. And so, as a child, I was not able to express myself freely. So now as an adult, I'm like still timid a little bit. Not anymore, okay? I say how I feel in that moment. I don't wait. And if it is a situation that I have to wait, then clearly I have to get my words together, right? I'm still working on that as well. Love is shown. Yeah, love is shown. I've been through not a lot of relationships, but quite enough relationships to know what love is, okay? I also understand what marriage is. I understand just the dynamic that the world has placed on us that is not true. It is not true at all. Being with someone is not your greatest accomplishment. Loving thyself is. Understanding yourself first before you can give to someone else is very important, okay? Besides the fact about loving someone else, having healthy friendships with people, right? We always, day one, A1, some of those are not for us, right? They do not serve any purpose in our lives other than they were there when we was going through stuff and we known them a long time. It means absolutely nothing. You know why? Because if we're not growing together, there's no point of us being in contact with each other. And I've had to cut a lot of people off because of that. And I didn't realize it until I started to see, like, hey, we're not growing in this relationship. We're not growing in this friendship. I have to, like, let you go. And it's hard, right? Understand that I have a big heart. And if I deal with you, I deal with you. Like, but the lesson that I have to learn is that I cannot be holding on to people longer than they're supposed to. Every relationship is temporary. It's for the moment. They're supposed to teach you something, okay? And in this love thing that, I am learning is that each person is teaching me something. And most of the time it's a mirror of myself. Not most of the time, all the time, People teach you either you're not loving yourself enough or you're loving yourself too much and you're not giving. It's not give and take. You're being selfish. And it's okay to be selfish, but not all the time. Not all the time. There's a time and a place to be selfish, right? And so back to what I was saying, learning about loving myself. The guys that I've dealt with, they were mirrors. You know, a few of them taught me that I didn't value myself. All of them actually taught me that I didn't value myself enough to speak up and say what I wanted, right? I was settling. I was allowing things that shouldn't have been allowed, but that was because I didn't know myself. When you value yourself and you know what you're worth, you will not settle. You will not settle. You will voice how you feel, and if it doesn't align with what you want, you will cut it off, right? I need to compromise, okay? I definitely have always had my way with life. Like, you know, whatever I wanted, I could get, right? But when you are in partnership with friends and romantic partners, you have to compromise. That's something that I'm learning and have, you know, in the process of learning. What else have I learned? Yeah, that's pretty much the biggest lessons. It's not that important, you know, it's not top tier priority to be in a relationship with someone. It's not. Also, here's another one. Sometimes people come into your life to just be business partners and friends. They're not even supposed to be your lovers. But because we lack stability, like we're codependent and we're wanting love so bad we don't love ourselves enough, we will settle to deal with someone who was just supposed to teach us something. Yes, me. I was one of those people, okay? Everybody was not supposed to, you know, make it to the boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, marriage talk. They were just there to teach me something. But when you don't know, you don't do better. But now that I know, I'm doing better, right? Understanding that sex is marriage. It is not defined by rings and ceremonies. It's literally defined by sex. And if you understand what sex is, it's an exchange. And so we have to be wise on who we have sexual intercourse with. Understanding that some of the things that the world says that I should do, I don't want to do, right? I don't want to have a traditional wedding. I don't want to be in a church and get married and blah, 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 right? I don't have to do that. My relationship doesn't have to be what the world says either, because it is unique and it is divine. And so that's what I'm learning and on this journey understanding. My relationship with the opposite sex is not going to be what the world says it's going to be. I have had a prophecy that was what was going to happen. Whoever the person that I'm supposed to be with, people are going to say he's not for me, but he's a keeper. He's for me, right? So understand that the world will tell you, you know, this person isn't for you, and I don't think blah, 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 blah. Listen, if it's for you, it's for you. The world can't define anything that you do. You know why? Because you came here to be in the world, not of it. You came here to be the example. You were not supposed to follow the trend, right? You know, the Bible says this, and the church says that, and your parents say that. Don't matter, right? Because you are supposed to live your life uniquely. You're not supposed to follow any trends. So, you know, I have to draw back in. Love is an action word. Your relationship with your, you know, platonic and romantic relationships are defined how you see them. It is not by what the world says. When you really are in love with someone, you will know. You don't have to ask any questions. You'll know. And the person will speak to your soul. They will not speak to you sexually or physically. I mean, that's part of it, but if a person doesn't speak to your soul, they're not the one for you. If a person isn't helping you grow, they're not for you, you know? If you're not able to voice how you feel, those people are not for you. Understand that you have a place in this earth, and it is not to sit and be quiet. It is to voice how you feel and act on it. Act. Love is an action word. If I say I love you, I'm going to show you. I'm not going to tell you, and everybody's not used to that. Everybody's not used to that. So understand that my love life is not a secret, but it's not for the public either, Like, nobody really cares. But I know that inquiring minds want to know, right? I'm going through this journey of understanding what a relationship is, what a partnership is. So, I'm not in a rush to be, connected to anyone. But of course, I desire it. But there's so much more to learn about me that I'm not even willing to give it up for another person. It's so much that I want to teach. There's so much that I want to do before I decide to, settle down. But of course, it is not my plans are not the universe's plans. So anything can happen between now and whenever, right? My desires could be, I'm gonna pause and get myself together, blah blah blah. Don't always work like that, right? Sometimes we are surprised by the things that we think, I'm gonna get myself together. No. No. It doesn't always work like that. But I am in transition to be a better me before I, venture out. I'm also trying to be a better friend because a lot of people know me, but the relationship isn't that close, right? But I do want to be an approachable, woman, someone that people can trust, and and I'm able to pour into their cup and still have some, because that's another lesson that I have to learn. Stop giving so much and keep it for myself. So that's a little bit personal, more personal than I have been, and we're still counting down to 30. The rebirth is real, right? Everything that's going on is real. Helping people evolve into who they're supposed to be is real. So I hope this video helped you a little bit. You were able to learn something, but just know the videos get better every time. And so continue to like, share, subscribe to my channel. Peace.